G'day all, and welcome back to Murder Valley. This is actually my first video for the year. I've had a bit of a break. Wasn't racing for a while, obviously over Christmas break, but took some time off, went to get some work done on my track and ended up getting sick, and was sick for about a week and a half, and yeah, so there's nothing really to make a video about, but here we are, getting ready for the new racing season for this year, for the Newcastle Ho Racing League, and painted up some bodies for myself. Bit of a rehash of an old body I did. Now I thought I had this in 2018, but no, it was 2019. So this is a bit battle scarred, but I quite liked the paint job and thought it stood out well on the track. So I've recaptured it again, and these bodies over here, I've done these for another racer that's a new guy starting with us, and yeah, so I've still got to do a Viper body to go with this one. But I painted this one last night, and I even put some research into this one. Google searched it, and apparently the fans and the trumpets on the motor are gold. But yeah, this was a bit of a mission because I've hand painted all the stripes, and I've used hang on, I'll find it. I've used a small. I haven't used a brush this small before. So this is a 3-0. So there's there's a 0, there's a 00. This thing is tiny. So all of the lettering on across the banners on the windscreen and all that sort of stuff, I've done them with this. It was just faster and easier than trying to muck around on the computer, trying to knock stuff out. So what I'm trying to say is there's options here to not have to buy decals if you don't want to, if you want to save some money. But yeah, so it means buying paint, but paint's cheap. But yeah, so I reckon these have come up alright, and it'll be really good because now I've got recognition when I race my cars. They're all going to have very, very similar look on the track, because obviously on a black track you can't see purple, but you can see the white, orange and yellow. Yeah, so other things I've been doing. Let's move on. Oh, the bodies obviously that I've done is the Toyota Starlet GT and the Porsche 911, and I believe it's an RSR. Right, so other things I've been doing and working on. Had a go at resin casting the Super G F1 body. There's another one, and you can see as my resin goes through, this is new resin, this is old resin. Had a go this afternoon. Now this is interesting. Bulldog does 1.6, right? So there's a Bulldog, but the thing that a Bulldog doesn't have is it doesn't have the slots in the same as an SG Plus. It has the tabs. So I started mucking around, and all I've done is just hacked the tabs out of it, and then I've had a go at just very, very roughly, because that's very rough, because this one's got air bubbles in it. I don't even care. So I've trimmed the front of the side pod. I've trimmed the tabs off. I've put slots in it, and I've just trimmed the front of the body shorter. So there's another air bubble there. That's not planned, but yeah. So I've done all that, and I'll tell you what. I reckon if I make that slightly lower at the front, so the impact sort of hits the body more, and maybe even put a little tab down here so the front wing's supported, or maybe even put something in the resin as a bit of a reinforcement, and then on the back maybe put a couple of small posts. I'm just looking for something I can point with. Here we go, screwdriver. So if I put a pair of posts that go from here to the top of the chassis to stop any sort of movement, and then maybe put a little tab on the inside here that maybe, or a strip across even, that'd get painted black to sort of hide it, and that should strengthen it up. And then obviously this rear wing I've super glued this in, and you'll see that when I'm casting it, I actually cast it with the wing in the same casting. So look, I've got to muck around with this, putting venting and stuff in it, but I actually don't have a single vent in this, and I think that's really interesting. So yeah, so this is the early model the early model G Plus bodies, these are very, very thin, and this is my goal to cast these. Anyone who's watched any of my videos before would know I'm mucking around trying to cast the elf and repair the elf. But these are a bit thin, so what I thought is I have a bit of a go at these first, and because these are a bit easier to get, and then yeah, see how I go with this and what I learn from this, and then move on to the others. Because if I can come up with, I'm even thinking about maybe even using just cotton. If I laid it into the top of the, hang on. So if here's my mould. If I was to lay cotton strands in and around here, when it dries, because I've been seeing some of the die cast, it's not my idea, I've been seeing some of the die cast modifiers, and when they're putting stuff together, they're wrapping stuff with cotton and then they're super gluing the cotton, and then it becomes really rigid. So why wouldn't the same thing work here with it if I put cotton in and then the resin dries around it, that it doesn't reinforce it? Why wouldn't it work? Only one way to find out, eh? But things you can't do with 3D printed bodies that you can do with resin, because you muck around with them. But yeah, so that's just things I'm working on. But there's more stuff coming. I'm not gonna keep this one going for a long time, because we haven't even started racing yet, and it's just I was waiting for a bit of stuff to happen in the year. And it's sort of really like I've been churning out a heap of these Porsche bodies and the Starlet bodies for both the Newcastle Hoe Racing. Sorry, these are for the Newcastle Hoe Racing League. Gold Coast Hoe Racing League are just using the Porsche for this season as a new one. And then this McLaren here, Davy Quick. What's the name of his site? Sorry, Quickmon's Dirty Little Slots. I almost forgot there. He would have yelled at me for that. There's a little McLaren there he's knocked up, and he's made the rear wing separate on that. Probably actually looks better in the green yellow, I reckon. Should certainly stand out on the track. Not a bad little body, and height adjustable mounts in it. Height adjustable mounts. Look at this. Look at that, clip on, clip off. Genius. There we go. And they stay on pretty well. But anyway, so this is stuff we're doing here in Australia. Looking for more races in Australia. If you're sitting at home doing nothing, get involved. What do you got to lose? But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm doing. If it interests you, fine. If it doesn't, I don't know. What do I do? But anyway, there we are. I'll put up some photos, the progress pics of some of the paintings of some of these, and yeah, stay watching if you want to watch that. If not, thanks for coming, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye.